I have to remember real quick. Because the
That would be
session
wise.
before last session was like a boss fight. And then after that... Okay, so we were following the courier, which led us into the Temple District, where we saw
Indeed. In fact, let's get rid of this happy fucking shit. We don't need that where we're
I
going.
like the happy shit. Wait.
Well, it sucks.
We
Is it
saw...
Rainbow Six?
What were they called? Acolytes?
Sure.
We saw a possibly magically inclined individual receive the information from the courier, destroy it, and then give the courier another package, which we intercepted by just decimating the fucker. And also putting him to sleep. Temporarily and then permanently. And which had a which had a holy artifact of gotta remember the name. Sylvia? No.
Correct.
Yes. Yes. And none of us touched it. We just opened the box and was like, nope.
Yeah, you guys just respected that it's an arrow that's too short to actually be fired by a bow, and then just left it as that.
I mean, there are short bows, but let's not test that.
That's not what a short bow means. Never mind.
I'm telling you, like, the arrow was like 8 inches long, so like,
yeah, it's basically
even like a dwarf's bow couldn't use it if dwarves have bows or heavy throwing hammers.
They have bands. Anyways, after examining the arrow for a little while, God, what names? Knopf, hello. Knopf showed up, and invited us back to his humble abode that he knocked a fucking hole in.
Knopf is like a pretty ephemeral name, if I'm being honest, for him, but yeah.
Well, that's the right name. And we all had a sit down, had a little powwow, talked about the weird shit that went down. And
you guys are weird, magic-y people.
Yeah, speaking of weird magic-y people, we met Knopf's, let's just say partner in crime.
That's pretty fair way of saying it.
I feel like it's an apt description. And
also quiet popcorn.
Oh yeah, silence popcorn, that's true.
Very
big point.
that was a very fun part. And now...
Well, War for spell slot. To me, at least.
Yeah, very much so. Now Evelyn knows that at least Chadamir, if not like basically our entire group, is pretty affiliated with fairies. It's pretty well ingrained there. The next day, we did some stuff in the morning, nothing of important. Marshall straight up said, "Oh yeah, hi, Special Watch Agent Knopf," and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
We ditched the.
Luckily, it was only the captains in place for that, so
yeah,
good for you.
That may or may not be a thing that we have to come back to. But anyways, that's for the future us to deal with.
Yeah, if you live.
We'll be fine. We ditched the drunkard that wanted to be infected, or infested, I should say, because I guess it's his fetish.
I mean, it's a lot better than being alive. I mean, look at this fucking place. Shit fucking sucks.
I'll give you that. And then we escaped, and as we were heading to the Noble District, we were interrupted by a group of infested individuals that Marshall just literally brought the house down on top of them and just splattered them. Just paste. We couldn't recover the bodies because they're covered in 3 stories of building. It was an effective strategy. After that, moved onwards, and had a little conversation before heading around. We decided that Aldrich turning everyone invisible and just sneaking around the big cluster that was the Murmurs and I believe it's City Hall, was the best plan. It worked out swimmingly, and we all just met up in this little tunnel. And nothing has seen us yet. Probably.
Last thing that happened then was the scouts, or the secret scouting.
Effectively, we're just coming back into that one after Marshall does whatever Rally does. What does Marshall do to activate Rally?
Tells you how much your fighting technique sucks.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Lets you stand as glorious eminence.
his glorious radiance.
I feel like that's more like a Saurus thing, but you know what? Whatever.
I mean, they could both do it. It's not like only one person in the world can.
That one person in the world can be super full of themselves. To be fair, he is good and he knows it, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, like he's. Yeah, come on.
It's not even arrogance at this point. It's just fact.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna turn Crash up because he's quiet as hell.
See, the difference is I'm standing away.
Source thought it. Marshall knows it.
There's a key difference. Yeah.
Fair.
Source was a thought, but confirmed.
Don't try to spin it away from you. Come on.
Shh, you're ruining my strategies.
It's too obvious. But speaking of strategies, though.
On that one.
Yeah.
Speaking of strategies.
That's a segue.
So you guys obviously got your scout report delivered, as noted in the party planning chat. Little vignette there.
Vignette.
Yeah. So, any other questions you guys have for him?
I was gonna try to think of some at work, and then work happened.
Yeah, that's a foolish thing to try to do. I've come to learn. Don't think about D&D while at work. It just doesn't work. But yeah.
Tisk. How many of those the arrows that stop the courier from moving? How many of those do you have?
Who do you ask us to?
Probably Henri.
The hardline arrows. I got 3 on me, and so should everyone else, save for Evelyn.
This could be effective. We can just mount. If we can just keep it down, then taking it out won't be that hard. Shouldn't be. And then everything goes.
Ideally.
So.
That being said, with a fluid sort of creature, I'm not sure if it like pulls out like one of the arrows from a quiver. These need to find purchase for it to connect, and tether them.
And stabbing it into their armor probably wouldn't be effective.
She shrugs. Can't already say.
When you say fluid, do you mean ethereal or corporeal?
Glass pitches up. No, I mean...
Like they're made of water?
He shakes his head. Fluid in their steps, their footwork. Light on their feet.
Of a higher caliber than simple brutes.
Not stomping around, that's for sure.
Trading carries over. Alright then, so what exactly shall we do?
I don't particularly have any qualms about crossing through the place over your plant.
I think we could effectively avoid most conflict and focus on just the one that we want.
We need information, first and foremost.
On that, we are agreed. Evelyn pipes up.
That is true. You know, it does make me wonder, though. If these ones are alone, might it be possible that they're mercenaries that got turned?
And how does this help us exactly, though?
It may or it may not. We will find out.
Well, our mantles are in a good condition. We have a decent supply of cure. We can afford again this. If we can ambush one, suppress it, and cure it, then that may lead to information we sorely need. I think it's worth the risk.
Marshall, do you have experience with these kinds of weapons? Referencing the Curator.
I mean, I've had it cured 2 people.
That is a good point.
And any weapon in my hand is a deadly.
Oh, we're not looking.
It is something to know. Like the Curator, like a katana in general, is not terribly complex to use. It's a punch dagger. So if you can throw a punch, you can use a punch dagger. You don't need training to use knuckles. All you gotta do is slip them on. Same deal here. And then I'm pretty sure you can all squeeze your hand. So therefore, you have the other part of the Curator to work with. It's a simple weapon in technicality.
Because it's basically punch times 2.
It's a martial weapon in its crafting capability, but it's a simple weapon in its use.
New game plus punch.
Sure.
Anyways.
So yeah, I was moving my chair when you guys were discussing your plan, so I actually don't know what your plan actually is. I told you guys I was relocating my chair, so...
Find
Yeah.
the person near the door.
Yeah. Sneak over there, isolate that guy, cure him, and get information from him, and kind of base the future plans off that.
We should synchronize our ambush effort as well, so that we are not jumping and falling over each other trying to...
Okay. Then that, from an out-of-game perspective, that leaves the task itself. How are you going about finding this person? Glass says he lost sight of them a while ago. So, like, I don't know, 7 minutes ago, I'd say. So how do you go about finding this one particular conqueror or champion or whatever?
I think that we could head that way first, with the intent of finding this individual. But if we were to stumble upon a different one, I don't see that as necessarily disadvantageous. It doesn't have to be that specific one, in my view.
Taking out any other champions is beneficial to us. This one might be slightly more beneficial.
Fair enough.
I think we should head back to the location where we last saw them, and from an out-of-game perspective, do you think the hunter hawk ghost bird glove, God, what's it called?
South the floor?
So the floor, yes. Do you think that would be a little too obvious? Like,
It's a fucking glowing bird amidst a dark city with no lights.
okay, so that's a pretty affirmative yes.
Behold, peasants! I am here.
Yeah, like in a town infested by void-based plague, the void itself is literal darkness. Yeah, no one needs a light here.
Also, even if, like, Edgar was here, it's like, a bird in this region would probably be kind of suspicious by itself. Maybe not, because the other
And
thing...
birds are pretty dumb.
Yeah. It's irrelevant. Anyways.
Also, you get infested pretty quick.
4 HP. Blah.
Yeah, no, if you guys brought him, I'd probably be like, he has 1 infection level, and that's it. And then he's infested. Yeah, so...
anyways,
So, if we do find one, we could attempt to knock it prone. And that could put whoever is cure punching this thing in an advantageous position.
I think I might be able to present that opportunity.
the curing part or the knocking prone part?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah. Alright. If we're gonna try finding that one specific one, we should probably head back to the last known location, or last seen location, I should say.
Just like
You guys would have to cross...
Most of the nobles.
Well, yes, but that's not what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Because Glaz saw these 2 particular specimens, as he said, one sort of amidst the growing rumble and one leaving it. this growing rumble is the main road and sort of the entry courtyard, so to speak, quarter yard at the front gate. So that's a large, not like a whole town square size, but it's a significant size and open area that they have accumulated in whatever.
Around.
Yeah. So if you're trying to find the last seen location, like get to the last seen location, you'll have to be crossing like several dozen things.
Between
So yeah, it's an army, not like a gang, not like a street gang. It's an army.
we know these creatures are rather strict in their routines, correct?
Just shrugs.
At 10 minutes of observation, can't really determine a ton from that.
Well, the last one we knew came in, came out, and so they did.
That's not enough for us to judge all of them. Just one potential anomaly. But go on, adventurer. What's your idea?
Well, it is likely if it was going somewhere, it will come back. If it's part of this hive mind, then it was likely given a task to accomplish, and then it will return when it is done.
Fair.
So, we find where it will return at, and ambush it there. Unless you want to fight an army, I'm down to fight an army, that is fine.
We shouldn't fight an army.
Maybe on the way out, but let's at least finish the objectives first.
Quest updated. Oh, hey.
Agreed. So, let us follow it to where you lost sight of it, and make a plan from there. Whether we wait to ambush, or if we can track it stealthily.
So who's punching?
All the Seekers aren't in this. They don't have the Kiratar. Only you guys.
I would present the opportunity. One of you can take advantage.
I'll give it a shot. If the thing tries to hit me, I'm protected anyway, so it's best bet.
I'll see if I can back you up. I would need to sleep, essentially. To attune to any weapon that I use.
Alright.
Do not worry about that. Yes. Let us proceed.
Alright. So, with this loose plan in mind, you guys begin trekking into the Nobu quarters proper, away from this sort of, I guess, isolated little pocket backyard area that you guys are occupying. Roll me some stealth.
At advantage now.
How you wish.
Could Seema cast guidance on people?
Guidance can only work on one of you. Oh, good start.
Would it matter if we gave it to Aldrich?
Bump up the average.
Yeah, just let.
That's Seema's. Hey, doing well.
I'm just gonna do this.
Danaway. Hey, doing well. Oh, I see. You took the guidance. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he didn't roll a d4, so I was just like, screw it.
All right. Well, it's Mira. That's why she's my favorite child.
And I also rolled before you announced guidance, so there's that.
All right.
Yeah,
There's
that's
stealth
also
for Nevi, living up to her name, or her origin story rather, not necessarily her name. Henri is a failure of a
Oof.
seeker. That's why she's my least favorite child.
I feel like that title gets passed around pretty liberally.
Everyone is simultaneously my most and least favorite child. There's no middle one. There's just most and least.
I think we all know Janik's the favorite child.
Obviously.
Yeah. I'm opening their sheets right now.
Janik is the 29 in actuality.
No, Janik has like a triple advantage because whichever is the best one, we say that one.
Yes.
Alright, starting strong.
Ooh!
Alright, well, we know which one's not Janik, that's for sure.
Which one's the
Alright, that
number
was
show?
Janik. That was Janik. Probably Venig would be the
2,
7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9.
Venik and Aldrich are just having a conversation at the back.
18.27.
Really?
Still solid.
Yeah, the freaking
The
25,
29.
21, 29, and 24s.
Yeah,
You know, very, very good point.
Really
Very good point.
pulling up our average.
hike up your shorts and get trucking. Ah, shit.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it.
I heard you say actually, and then you just start.
Oh, no, I said ah, shit. I dropped a thing.
Oh, you said ah shit.
Yeah.
I see.
Ah, I see.
So yeah, here, feel my arm. It's like actual stone, yeah?
That's amazing.
Ka-donk, ka-donk.
Like Vanek is just like flicking your stone-formed arm.
Sneezes.
Can't feel a thing.
Man, Captain, we should get something like this. Sorry.
Aldrich.
Yeah, Venig is he's something else.
I'll hold up my hands placatingly.
You guys go back to sneaking. So, you guys been traversing through the nobles' quarters, seeing here and there what Jack describes as sort of swath cut through of just entirely overgrown and infested buildings. Like, it's like what's the best analogy for this? It's like a well, it's like that. Like yeah, sort of like Cantor's vine growths on like brimming out from windows and doorways, but like from like when you look at doors and windows themselves, it's sort of more akin to like a pus sac about to burst. Like it's just like ready to just, and like the leakage is these sort of vines and everything, sort of tendrils. So yeah, it's very obvious to you which ones are or aren't filled as you guys are going through yards, broken down fenceways, holes in or gaps in walls and such. It's pretty.
It's been hard to
weird.
miss.
Bit hard to miss. And true to Jack's word, other buildings are in much better state. Like, it's more akin to like that sort of imagery, that sort of infestation. It's applied to just rooms on buildings as opposed to the whole house. Yeah, so nothing here is Quain of that sort of
Blech.
blech, yeah. But with apparently 18 point something stuff average, you guys get by just fine with some hiccups here and there. You guys do pass the occasional orderly infested, the sort of soldier appearing creature. Not Sonia having a hiccup there. Not grown to the hulking size that Glaz described before, you know, this 7-8 foot tall being. No, they're pretty average to you guys, you know. Upper 5, lower 6 feet tall, something like that. In similarly ruined status in terms of flesh as the things you've seen coming in, but they are armed and armored. Their weaponry seems a bit unmaintained, and then the point at which it's unmaintained, rusted, cracked, whatever, is just overgrown and replaced, almost, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Do you just do this to one of the little creatures that you walk by?
Yep, sure do. Just definitely not trying to open it. Just make sure it can trip large people.
Oh no, this thing's not large. It's your guys' size.
Yes, but the champion. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. You guys dispatch the one or two. Again, nothing that constitutes rolling initiative and having a fight ensue. It's between like what, a dozen of you? Yeah, you guys kill it pretty damn quickly. Nothing. Oh no, is there any, as you guys take these things down, is there anything you guys want to do for autopsy or curiosity's sake, or shall I progress?
Yes.
It's up to you.
I'll just let Marshall know that when the time comes for him to suppress the champion, I will aid him in that. So I'll give him a cue for when I'm ready.
Do you establish what the code word is? this cue? You do like a flick of a finger, you whistle, or
Sometimes you just gotta know.
say cowabunga? What do you do?
Do cowabunga! Do cowabunga!
Like Jenga or some shit? I don't fucking know.
I'll say broccoli.
That's so fitting.
For Marshall, it is. Yeah.
That's gonna be our fucking call sign, apparently.
I mean, you can use it. You can use it in like a safe house.
Yeah,
like
as opposed to Jenga. like
Marshall is like eating broccoli. Like Marshall, time to put down the broccoli, and then he puts away the broccoli and pulls out a sword and kills someone. Anyways,
we don't have a ton of time for this. Could Chetamir just check to see like how much of it is human?
at a cursory glance, it wouldn't be that. That was weird. Well, at a cursory glance, it wouldn't be that hard. These creatures are much more humanoid than, obviously, some of the creatures you've seen coming in here.
Yeah.
Obviously, a building made out of a person, or a werewolf, or a person turned into a werewolf. Children turn into little goats, satyr things. Yeah, there's obviously some clear breakaways from
This is a person that's been affected versus this is the infection taking human form.
Basically, yeah. This is very much the case of the former. It's still a person. It's more akin to the grunts out in the city themselves, the ravaged flesh, lesser beings that are just sort of walking around, idling around the city. It's something akin to that, maybe not so ruined in terms of flesh, but again, armed and armored. And chunks of its armor that are missing are just overgrown. Chunks of its weapon that are damaged or missing are overgrown and in place of a similar kindness edge.
Anything else I can think of? Does it seem to be... This is a weird question. Does it seem to be, like, more elasticity to their being, if that makes sense?
Well, like, they're stringy.
A bit. Like, does it seem like they have, like, more give? Like, they could, like, expand their arms if they needed to, like, have reach or something. I doubt these guys...
I mean, it has more give than a normal living being. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Alright, where's my revolver? That was for me. But,
Damn it. It's so good.
Shame. They seem more malleable than a normal physical form would be. I'll put it like that. That's not to say that, they're fucking rubber bands or anything. But, they're more manipulable.
Right.
For better and worse.
Real quick, out again, can anyone think of anything else that they would be interested in knowing?
Yo, let me grab that weapon.
Yeah,
not so much a question.
Yeah, is it possible to pop that off? I'm guessing without much difficulty. Or is it like...
There's a bit of a crunch as you relieve of their literal dead man's grip. But it's sort of grown onto their being, so to speak. Like, they can never let it go until, obviously, you rip it out of their hands. But, other than that, no.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What's up?
I would look over their weak points, structural weak points in
like
that I'm
joints of
familiar
armor,
with in
etc.
armor, like armpits, knees,
The spot where the weapon actually attaches to the
throat.
being.
Yeah, like look for potential weak spots in the armor.
The armor itself is more reminiscent of like actual armor, like the sort of stuff you guys would wear. As for like the sort of chinks in the armor, though, breaks, they're still obviously present, but just the way the being underneath the armor is, you're not 100% certain that stabbing such critical points would actually do anything significant.
Could Chenemir get like some samples to examine?
I mean, you can get samples of anything that's not a sample, though.
Yeah. She just wants more things to study later to possibly learn about demons. Most likely she'll just learn more about undead. But try to learn about demons.
Interesting.
You can acquire a sample, if you wish.
I'll just call it Noble Guard Sample.
You can put Legionnaire sample.
Sure. You definitely assume that I know how to spell Legionnaire.
Legionnaire.
I think that's close.
Put Legion, the word air, and then put an E.
Legionnaire. I missed the E. Anyways, I got nothing else terribly important. Continue.
Alright. If no other questions. Also, Marshall, put Legionnaire's
Weapon?
blade. It's a blade. It's got a sharp edge. It's a blade.
Do they have like tags or monikers or identification?
No.
Okay.
Nothing left, at least.
Like where there would be something, it's just like scratched up or destroyed or something.
It's not there. Yeah. So yeah, pressing on, you guys begin going past the large manors and estates that comprise the nobles' quarters, and are eventually met with one of the main roads that sort of, connect it all, form into a block, a community. And true to what Guaz described, it's not like a parade or anything, not like a military marching parade. But there are just like orderly, I guess discipline's not the right word if you're mindless, but orderly lines that just sort of are coming down the street. So, assuming from the map, top to bottom.
Does it look like they're mobilizing?
It does. That's not to say, like, they're mobilizing... How do I put this? If you mobilize in, like, an actual, like, real-life military manner, like, everyone's, like, huddled up close together, like, ranks are closed and everything. Like, there's a bunch of very close and obvious lines. Such obvious lines are still present, but they're not anywhere near bunched up together in this.
People going to vote.
Like you'll see like a line of 5 pass by, like 30 seconds will pass, a line of 3 will go down, another 30 seconds, another 40 seconds, 25 seconds, whatever. It's obviously not a patrol. I'll put it. That's what I'm trying to get at. It just seems like they're just sort of conglomerating at some other point, and then as a group just travel down with no particular numeric reason. Yeah.
That is exceptionally bad. I have no idea what the hell that is, but it's exceptionally bad.
And it is frequent enough to be like, you can't just... With a group of fucking 12, you can't just run across the street and then not get noticed, because there's always like some line coming down the street. And some coming up.
Invisibility to Electric Boogaloo?
As groups of 1 or 2, can we?
It'd take an hour, but like before.
No, as groups of 1 or 2, can we sprint across?
Bless you. Like, there's no cover you guys could take crossing this thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a street.
We just have to kind of book it and pray. Going down, going over. Paint a piece of wood as a rock and just scoot on past.
Ah, yes. Of course. The classic, yes.
And it just seems to be like as far down the street as we can see, this phenomenon is occurring.
Yeah, it's not as knit together as a parade, but it is the length, if not longer, than a military parade. You know, going down, just sort of one after the other. It's like a river of blind people. Blind people. Blind.
Wait, did you say blind?
No, not blind people.
They're all blind. Let's go.
I said line people. Line people. Walk in lines, talk like people. Line
They talk?
people. They can talk. I'm not sure if you understand them. They can talk.
Brains.
Perhaps this is where your distraction plan kicks.
He doesn't think he's just able to walk across the whole. Easy. That'd be too easy. And unrealistic.
So how would we want to do a distraction here? I'm open to ideas because, God, my brain is fried right now. Knock down a building.
Visibility havoc, mine.
Yeah. How many castings of invisibility would that take to get everyone? Too many.
6.
Oh, right, because it's higher. Yes.
Higher level, do 2.
Still an hour.
Still an hour. I realize that the numbers for that crunches out very well. The rest is 10 minutes. You need 6 casts.
Boom.
There's 12 of you. Like, it just works out very well. There's no, like, odd divided or remainder.
Yes. If we're staying put for a whole hour, we need a hidey hole.
Yeah, as it stands right now, you guys are, like, peeking over the, like, 3-foot stone wall, which itself has a fence on top of it. Of, like, a noble's manor.
Like a
Like,
wrought
in their
iron
front
fence
yard.
thing.
Yeah. In their, like, front yard. And just sort of peeking out between the overgrown tendrils and infested vines.
Is there a
What do you think happens
Like
if we blow
a-
up a wall to one of the super infested
is there a
houses?
is there a sewer drain anywhere nearby?
You guys have passed a couple.
Thing is, the sewers are filled with like a webbing kind of situation, if I remember correctly from the report.
Yeah.
Then I can confirm that. Put the thinking powers to work. I don't have solutions for this stuff. I just throw shit at you.
Yeah. If we can find a spot on this side and get over to that side fast, then we can avoid whatever danger's down there.
Assuming the sewers are going in the direction we want to travel.
That is also very true. Taking out everyone. I see.
Evelyn would remark that it's something of a building code and doctrine in the twins, at least for the regulated parts of the twins. Obviously, unregulated places, it doesn't fucking matter.
This is
But for the
probably-
law-abiding part of the twins, like a noble quarters in Duvros, sewers are built in as close a parallel to the surface streets as possible. So if you know the city by surface, you should know it by sewer. Because they're the same, ideally.
Mhm.
Okay.
So jumping a short
If
distance.
there is a sewer drain
Francis.
nearby, I would suggest that we take a look
Or Paris.
inside, see what the situation is.
Assuming we can find one that's not completely overgrown.
Yes.
Well, you guys can find one that's overgrown. I'll just tell you to make a strength check to see if you can crowbar it open, basically.
AKA a martial check to marshal it open.
And I have
Sure.
an actual crowbar that he could borrow.
Perfect. I agree with this plan.
You guys find a manhole covering. Covering? Yeah, it's a covering. Cover. Whatever. A manhole cover covering a sewer entrance point around back of the manor that you guys were posted up at. Someone make a strength check.
If I give him my crowbar, does that give him advantage? Because I think that's what the crowbar does.
It does. It would. You give him
that old guidance.
and some guidance, courtesy of Seema.
Slap on the butt, D4, let's go.
Alright, what rule is it?
It's strength with advantage.
I'm sure it's not athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
Get that +4. You know what? Respectable. Respectable.
My roll twice so slow right now. Like I'll hear the doop, and then it'll be like 4 seconds before the actual roll shows
No, I
up.
got that too. I think that's just
It's because I have the roll dice.
Oh my!
that makes sense.
You're right. You shouldn't do it though.
I like to see them.
I like to see the numbers.
Yeah, and then you'll see how close to the 20 you're gonna get.
Yeah, fair.
That's part of the fun.
Well, fair enough. I can't deprive you of that.
Get a 19, rolls to a 2.
So, yeah, it's pretty. It's sort of like hearing like something like something semi-blunt, semi-sharp, like a crowbar tip would be, like crunching into like lettuce, like. It's really weird. As you like jam the crowbar, sort of the slit for the manhole cover, and just begin pulling and crunching off what's connecting to it underneath, and just opening it up. And true to Venig's work, it's something of this massive webbing with no particular coherence or pattern to it.
Is there enough space for us to get through without touching any of it?
Not at all.
Alright. Would we have to like cut through it like cutting through a marsh effectively?
Vines in a rainforest, yeah.
That one.
Okay, we have a choice. We can try cut our way through the sewer, or we can risk crossing the street.
My vote is with the sewers. It'll be a tight space, and we can just shoot down anything in the way.
And if we move fast, anything that could be down there hopefully won't be able to get to us in time.
Unless the webbing is the creature, Venig remarks.
Valid point. But you said it didn't really respond to you stabbing it.
I left immediately afterwards. I didn't stay to find out. Regardless, it's better going down here than crossing an entire army's path. Glad's remarks. I'm in agreement with Glaz. This is dangerous, but it's certainly much less dangerous.
Marshall does what?
You just start going in.
Alright, you pull out a blade of your own. Probably one of your axes, actually. Probably better. And just being... like, it's like bone without marrow in it. Like, it's sort of brittle in the way that you...
Fibrocartilage.
Yes. Sure, I'll go with that. Person that knows human anatomy.
It's like you're ripping through vertebral discs.
Okay, then yeah, like that then. That's actually pretty accurate and visceral. Yeah, it's like that. You just one by one, just sort of carving. Even the ladder that climbs down into it is also like covered, so you have to like from where you are up there begin chopping, take a step down the ladder, chop below you, and just keep going and going.
Yeah, I'll bring up the rear.
Okay. Well, since it's like it's a sewer, like it's not super large. Imagine like a 10-foot sidewalk, walking path on both sides, and then like this sort of sewer current, like the not aqueduct. That's not where you get water from, but the runoff. I guess, yeah.
Not for long, but it could.
Yeah, yeah. So there's like a 15-foot wide sewer river, and then on both sides of that is a 10-foot walking path. So, assuming a 10-foot wide space, make me a marching formation with the stuffs, the tokens.
Down here.
Off yonder.
Could Cheddar be watching?
Is it 10-foot wide?
It's 10 foot wide. So assume Chedamir is the leftmost point and Mir is the rightmost point. That's
I
how
think
you
we
roll
can
this.
keep
Piss off,
me, Dano, and Seema in the back, because Seema usually likes being
Yeah, she usually likes holding at the rear.
Oh,
What? Why you gotta laugh at that? That wasn't even meant to be a pun. Like, I just said it like that, you fanny grabber.
honestly,
Gosh.
shame.
Yeah, shame.
Marshall's gonna have a scale keeper's balance out for light.
Yeah, this place is pitch dark down here, so sources of light will be necessary for those that don't have dark vision.
So
Nevi's fine, Audrey's fine.
boop, 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 boop. It's aimed that way, right? We're going up
It's
that
aimed.
way.
That is the way the path is. I'm not sure what destination-wise. I don't know which way you're going, but
No, I meant our orientation, like front versus back.
yeah.
I'll cast light on the something inside of my hooded lantern, and I'll use that as the actual hooded lantern.
Da-da-da.
You cast it on the candle in the hooded lantern.
Yes.
It's better than the hooded lantern itself, honestly. Could Checker watch the webbing stuff and see how or if it reacts to us breaking shit?
I'll do the
Sure.
same toward the rear.
Okay, Chetamir roll investigation, Aldrich roll me perception. These are two different things you're trying to do.
Interesting. Nope.
Okay, let me orient. So let's see. Do you guys just want to be like one central group, like huddled up on one another, or do you want distance between group to group?
I think 5-foot distance is at least from the first group.
Yeah, because the Seekers aren't gonna, like... The Seekers don't want to shoot into you guys.
Nah, it's fine. Just shoot Marshall in the spine. He'll be fine. You can shrug it off.
Yeah, let's go with the O suggestion. Let's do a
Okay,
5 foot.
I'm gonna run it like this. So Nevi will be the... not me to turn. Venick. So Nevi will be the interlocking point in the chain here. With Mira being the next point of the chain. Evelyn in the center. Venick because he's reckless. And then Guaz doesn't give a shit. And Tactical center. And then there you go. There you go. Bit of differentiation versus alright, make us a rectangle.
Enter the cube of murder.
Man, I could just kill Seema right now because she's in the back. He's like, it's just, which is not even hit. That'd be so.
Just
funny.
turn around. Hey, see, where'd you go?
That'd be really fucked up.
It would
She's
be.
not even there. That would be really fucked up. So that's why I'm not gonna do it. So, with a 24 in investigation, Aldrich, you keep your ears perked, your eyes pointed behind you, wary of any ambush or flank. And you rolled a, because my thing's not scored all the way down. You rolled a 9. 9?
I know jack shit.
Like, you see the reverberation that Venig described. Like, every time Marshall continues cutting the path open, like...
Can't really follow it.
No, you guys are able to follow it just fine, but, like, it just sort of, like, it all shakes. Like, it all just does, like a little... It's like strumming a string of a guitar. Like, very gently, like... It doesn't make any noise or anything, but... It just sort of
Vibrates.
quivers in place.
Interesting.
God, my throat's messed up right now. But yeah,
It's not like you got to speak.
can't really discern any particular or peculiar characteristics or patterns or anything to it. That's actually really fucking good.
It is very well done.
Benicini Afredo. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna post that in my other chat.
Do it. Claim that you made it.
No, I don't claim I make any memes.
God, I want some Freddy
Oh yeah. This is something we might enjoy here. That I posted in my other Discord. The Holy Roman Legion, now including MG42.
Is this Fallout New Vegas?
Oh my god, that'd be so fitting though.
That's a good use of a scutum.
What? Okay.
That's moving on.
Focus. Focus.
Sure.
Save for later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it afterwards. But so yeah, you guys begin cutting through. You guys like literally walk like 40. No, that's the whole manor. You guys walk like 400 feet
Jeez.
away from the street. But that being said, you guys aren't, idiots. You know which direction the street was before you went down. Like, I don't assume, and what roles for, which way did we just come from? That sort of shit. Unless it's magic. If it's magic, then I think it's fair game.
In all fairness, I don't think Marshall was.
Luckily, you have Chedamir right behind you to be like, no, Marshall, that way. Cut that way.
Take a left.
When you guys hit, like, intersections and such like that, again, it mimics very competently, it mimics the street above it. Streets and alleys and such. Thanks, Paris, for the inspiration. Fucking weirdos.
Oh,
Anyways.
God, are we in the catacombs?
No, you're not in the catacombs. I believe the sewers are not on the same level in terms of altitude as the catacombs.
Anyways.
That'd be really bad catacombs if it's full of shit.
I go to visit my uncle, and he's covered in turd.
He's a shithead anyways.
Haha! I'll give you that.
Anyways, you guys begin progressing back. You guys managed to get back to the original point, the original street that you had trouble traversing before. And you guys can actually even hear the intermittently, it's not constant, intermittently of the creatures passing above you, just to sort of march, the clatter of their armor, the crunch of their steps. You guys eventually get past, and I suppose I could ask you. Are you guys just gonna stay in the sewers, or are you guys gonna resurface?
We should probably resurface.
We could at least open the nearest drain to where we want to pop up and see what the situation is to the top side.
Oh. What's your guys' passive perceptions? That shit I made is worthless.
Still an 11.
I updated mine. I have 22.
15.
I'm pretty sure Steam isn't much better.
I think it's like 14.
Yeah, it should be a 16.
Yeah. With 22.
22.
You do notice a... It's not really a rhythm they have. They don't have a rhythm because that implies there's like some regularity of their pattern or their foot traffic. You notice a break as you guys have, after you've crossed the streets and are like sort of leaving, like it's audible range of the clatter and steps. You notice there's like just a bit of a break as you guys are sneaking and cutting away underneath.
I'm sorry, could you
Like,
repeat that?
there's just
Someone walked in.
My fucking god.
It's not my fault. Somebody walked in, they never knocked on the door.
You notice there's a break in the foot traffic as you guys are passing above you. Like, above you.
Mm.
It might just be a particularly long stretch of time in which there are just no lines that, accumulate and or come down. But soon enough, it does pick back up and you hear, after, like, I don't know, a few minutes, the foot traffic resume and, get back to its irregular regularity. But yeah, for a few minutes, you think that they actually just stopped for a time, like there wasn't anyone, and you're like,
I would mention that...
Like shit, we could have crossed.
I'll kind of like pass that like down the chain. Just in case anyone...
I would pass back up. If that's the case, if we're gonna pop topside, be ready for a potential trap or an ambush.
Mm-hmm. How high up is when we were at the ladder, the distance from standing on the ground to the manhole cover.
20 feet?
Okay.
It goes deep.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's all ground to build on. And plus basements. But yeah, 20 feet or so.
Anyways, continuing.
So, you guys managed to find another sewage point access. Sewage point access? Sewage access point. Flip those words.
A sap.
Yeah, sap. That's why you guys are sappers.
Badooch.
World War I style. So yeah, you guys managed to manage. Jesus Christ, I really need more caffeine. Managed to find another sap. That sounds so funny. It sounds like you guys found like a bloke down here. He's just really sad down on his
can you
luck.
spare a penny?
Anyways, you guys managed to find another point. And with Marshall's edged assistance, as they say pointed, it's not a point, it's an edge. Edged assistance, you guys managed to clear up, and Marshall has to be the first one up because he's the one clearing it. Marshall, you know, you guys are resurfacing, and you push up the manhole cover, and you do the classic thing of like you open it like an inch and like peek out, like a spy movie, You don't see anything around you. You're caught in the like a plus, like a four-way crossroads intersection.
Does it sound too quiet?
No, you still hear the foot traffic from Doff Yonder.
Does it look clear?
Seems clear.
It seems clear.
It's like find Chinese whispers.
Get out and make room for everyone.
Seems like beer. No.
You push up and try to quietly slide over the manhole cover, and you are the first one out yourself, and you look around. Nothing stabs you in the neck, shoots you with an arrow, stabs you in the butt from the ground.
Shame. Well, not the last one.
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you mean shame?
No weird like leeches jump at you that are actually infected things.
Nope. For the time being, you seem fine. So you come on up. Help those that are coming up onto their feet. And your guys are eventually resurfaced. All of you.
This is more like us moving forward for now. Could Chenmere keep an eye out for like traps similar to the one that stabbed her in the chest in the guard outpost?
Sure. Rolling perception.
Perception. And I got my good shield. Don't press persuasion, you nitwit.
I mean, if you want to persuade the trap into not existing, sure, but
Hey,
Probably
hot
doesn't-
stuff. Ah, my leg!
probably doesn't understand any form of language, so.
The only
I will
language
say-
it understands is pain.
I will say, from an outing perspective, there are no traps.
Okay.
And this is confirmed in Chenamire's observations. No traps on the streets.
Mhm.
Obviously, going inside might be a different story because it's a giant fucking pus sack. But, that's your own fault for going inside anyways.
Do you think they would notice if I did not put the covering back?
The smarter ones, maybe. The regular ones, maybe not. Most likely not.
All the manhole covers I've found have been left closed, Vinegar remarks. So, one that's open would be very obvious.
Fine.
I mean, I don't think anything's patrolling back here. We haven't seen anything patrolling the back alley, so...
Okay, you talked me into it.
Benny gives Henri like a confused look, and she just shrugs. It could be a handy point for escape later. We already have the path carved out.
And we could leave a mark that's not as obvious as an open manhole cover.
Yes, that is exactly what I was not thinking at all.
At least you're honest, Evan remarks.
Mm-hmm.
Janik pipes up. Could just leave it covered but not closed. Don't let it slide down.
Or I could use it to knock someone's head off their shoulders.
Oh, that's where
Jenny
we're
just
going.
Janek just blinks at that.
Yeah, just use it as a frisbee. Wait, frisbees don't exist.
They do.
Use
That's
it as a
how I'm
I
frisbee.
mean, there's colleges. Frisbees have to exist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That
Gotta
hacky
have that
sack,
frisbee
dude.
golf, man.
Dude, pass the hacky sack over here, dude.
Gotta be
Hurry before
Maestro.
Maestro Tavish gets here and ruins our day.
By making the hacky sack a bomb.
If nothing else, discuses?
Discus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was on the
Discus.
Olymp.
What's the plural of discus?
This guy? I feel it's like moose,
probably
it's just
discus.
discus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, because it's disc and discus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that it? I thought the thing itself was called a discus.
Oh.
I don't know.
The
First, one of you guys look it up. Anyways,
As far as I know, it's discus and discus.
that doesn't help, right? You just said the same word twice.
Yeah, it sounds right.
It's what's the word? Irregular.
Plural's the same as the singular.
Okay,
This
fair
is why we take 3 years to do anything.
Anyways,
Moving on.
yeah. So discus is discus dash plural exists, so you can use that. And I feel like Marshall has done that in the past.